Hi, this is Mitch Mitchell of TT Mitchell Consulting Incorporated, and I'm doing this video because a couple of days ago, actually on the 22nd, so since this is going out on Wednesday, we'll say 3 days ago, I actually celebrated the 10th anniversary of my business blog, which I call Mitch's blog. Not very original name, it turns out. Turns out there's a whole bunch of blogs called that. But, you know, I'm still Mitch. I still have a blog called Mitch's blog, and I've been writing for 10 years. Now, one of the strange things about blogging is that you never know what posts are going to attract people. Over the last maybe 4 or 5 days, I've been sharing a whole bunch of posts that I thought were, some of my favorite posts and some of my best posts on Twitter. And I've been having them go out, and of course, since I don't sleep all that much, I've been, sharing them with all kinds of people, putting them out there. And I had someone wrote me today on Twitter, or someone who wrote me today on Twitter. Goodness, I got to watch that language a little bit. Anyway, someone wrote me today on Twitter and said she was reading a post that I had written called 10 Affirmations. And I had to think about it because I said, wait, I don't have that in my rotation. What post is that? And so I went to look, and it was a post I wrote back in 2006. And I thought, wow, that's kind of amazing because I don't take posts on my articles from way back then. And she thought that that was just one of the best things she'd ever read, and I was kind of amazed. So you never really know what is going to attract people. I've written some posts on all my blogs that I think are just supreme work. If you say so yourself, and yes, every once in a while I sit back and I say, wow, that's pretty good, and gets no attention. And then you write something that you think is just, kind of out there. It's not bad. It's not the best thing you've ever written, but it's pretty good. And you put it out there, and next thing you know, you've got all kinds of comments and all kinds of attention. So why am I talking about this today? Because one of those things that we all kind of have to learn is that sometimes we put through effort and we don't feel like we're getting any attention. We don't feel like anybody really cares. We don't think that anybody notices. Yet that doesn't mean that you give up on the effort. I mean, even on the posts that aren't my best post, or at least that I don't feel are my best post, I always give it the best effort that I can at the time. There are just some times where I'm just in a zone and I can just put something out really good. And then there's some other times where even though it doesn't take me a real long time to do something, it's a little more of a struggle. I haven't fully embraced what I'm saying as far as being able to just put it down on paper and have it sound like, this is just going to be brilliance. But you always put through the effort. And whenever you're putting through the effort, people are going to notice something. And I hope that that kind of thing always continues. Over the past few weeks, I've been doing something on LinkedIn where I've started putting some articles on LinkedIn. I wasn't going to do it. I didn't think that it was going to be worth anything, but one of my friends, who happens to be in PR, that's public relations, who knows something about the media because she used to be a television reporter years ago, said, you need to be putting out some things on LinkedIn. So I tested it with an old post. I just modified a few things, put it up there. Next thing you know, I've got all kind of people who like the thing, and some of them are commenting, and the next thing, I have people who are following me on LinkedIn. I didn't even know such a thing existed. So I started writing more posts, and they're original posts. And I try to give my best effort. And, all of them don't get the same reaction as the first. But some of them have gotten some real good reactions. And I've had all kind of people who want to connect with me. Now, have I gotten any business out of it? Not yet. But, the more people who like what you have to say, the more opportunities that you have to turn it into some business. That's the way I see things anyway. That's one of the strong things about social media. That's one of the strong things about business, is that if you're going to be in business, you have to try to find a way to appeal to people's sensibilities. So anyway, I'm going to put a link down below of my latest post acknowledging my 10th year anniversary. And it's only good until Thursday because now I've got another post coming out because, you can't live your whole life on one post. But I hope you check that out. I hope you like this video. I hope you understand the message. Always give your best effort. Stick with it. Like I said, 10 years. There's not a lot of people who make it through the first year, and I made it through 10 years on that blog. Not every post early was all that special. I mean, some of them were only a paragraph long. I was just identifying something that came out. Takes a while sometimes to get into that role. And back in 2005, blogging was still relatively new. So there you are. Anyway, if you've got a comment, leave it down below. I'd love to see what you have to say. I'm Mitch Mitchell of TT Mitchell Consulting Incorporated, aka Mitch's blog. Y'all take care.